The holidays are here, and while this is a festive time of year, it's also a hectic one. So as we rush to stores for groceries and gifts, we need to be safety conscious. How to keep our families and homes safe during the holidays in this edition of ASTA. Hello and welcome. I'm Udelvi Hill. Keeping our families and homes safe during the holidays. Our guest is Dan Trujillo, Public Information Officer with the Las Cruces Police and Fire Departments. Dan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Udo.
Okay, so folks are already hitting the stores hard as Christmas draws near. What should we be mindful of when we're out and about shopping at malls and other stores?
Well, first of all, everybody needs to be aware of their surroundings and be on the lookout for anything that looks suspicious. A lot of people are out there carrying money, carrying cards, looking to buy gifts and other things. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people with criminal intent who are doing the same thing. And they're not wanting to pay for it, obviously. So there are a lot of things. Don't carry large amounts of cash. Don't show your plastic. Don't flash your cards. When you are using a credit card, make sure to hide your PIN or your identification numbers, anything like that. And then when you're shopping, if you take items from the store to your vehicle, don't just put them in the vehicle and then walk back into the store because obviously somebody could see you doing that. So if you have to, drive home, take them home, make sure nobody's following you, and then go back out shopping.
And then when out, say in the parking lot, or you're going to a store, you're coming out of a store, I mean, there's safety in numbers.
Yeah,
right?
There is. One of the things, one of the best things to do is go shopping or be out with somebody else. That way there are less distractions. You can also keep an eye on the parking lot. We also recommend that if you're carrying a lot of stuff out of the store, and if you're planning on doing that in advance, when you get to the store, park near the corral return or the shopping cart return. I think they call them shopping cart corrals. But park near there because once you put everything out of your cart into your vehicle, you can return the cart right away and you don't have to walk halfway across the parking lot.
So if somebody is shopping alone, say for instance, a woman or an elderly person, can they ask security in the store to maybe walk them out? Is that an option for them?
Yeah, by all means, you can ask. A lot of times, stores may not be able to do that, but it doesn't hurt to ask and to get that escort out in the parking lot.
And then when shopping at night, I guess it only makes sense to park under a street, one of the parking lots. I guess
park as close. The first option is park as close as you can to the front of the store. Second option would be parking under a light and/or near the shopping cart corral.
Okay, now you made reference to if you have gifts or you've already bought stuff, don't just put them in the back seat or the passenger side of a car where people can see them. Yeah. It's also important to lock the doors, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times we see auto theft or burglaries because people simply forget to lock the doors.
That's right. The overwhelming majority of auto burglaries that we investigate, we find out that the vehicle owner left their cars unlocked. And so a lot of perpetrators go around large parking lots or residential areas and they just try to open the door. If the door opens, they'll get inside and rummage through. The second thing, leaving valuables inside your vehicle where they're visible. Don't ever do that because a perpetrator sees something of value inside the vehicle, that'll prompt them, even if the door is locked, that'll prompt them to break a window to gain entry.
Okay, and so in recent months we've been noticing an increased police presence at some of the stores, particularly Walmart. Is that something that we're going to continue to see?
We will over the holiday season especially, and especially over the holiday shopping season, which begins on Thursday. We'll have an increased presence amongst the shopping corridor, the main shopping corridor in Las Cruces, and then of course at all of the larger stores in town.
Okay. Now, online shopping has it's been popular for a long time now. It seems to be getting more and more popular. What should we do? And you used the term porch piracy, right?
Sure.
So your packages are delivered to the front door of your home. What can we do to kind of ensure that they stay there once they're delivered?
Sure. There are so many things you can do in this. One, when you order your package, you can have it delivered to where you'll be that day. So if you're going to be at work, like you and I during the day, that package can be delivered to your place of employment. Second of all, let a neighbor know. that you're expecting a package, a trusted neighbor, and hopefully they can watch for it, and when it's delivered, they can go and pick it up. You can also, and we strongly recommend this no matter what time of year, we encourage people to invest in either a Ring or a Nest or some type of doorbell security system that allows you to receive an alert on your cell phone of any activity at your front door.
I can imagine that goes a long way in deterring this type of crime.
You know, it does.
Residential crime.
It does. Not only the signs that announce that you have a security system, but also when a perpetrator walks up to your front door and sees that item, that doorbell alarm, they're more likely to walk away than to steal something from your home.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of home security, during the holidays and pretty much any time for this matter, you don't want to necessarily publicize the fact that you're not home.
Yeah,
right?
you know, today everybody's on social media, and it seems like people just love to brag about where they're going. I'm going out of town for this weekend or for the next 2 weeks. Please don't do that. Don't announce it. Even though if you're only announcing it to your friends, you never know who may be able to see that information. So don't announce it. And then when you do leave, make sure, again, you have a trusted neighbor or a friend who can go over there and keep an eye on your place.
And one thing that I noticed too is the newspapers. I mean, it's a simple thing, but you see at least 2 newspapers in somebody's driveway, it's a pretty good indication they're not home.
Yeah, that's true. You know, if you subscribe to a paper or anything that's delivered every day or every other day, make sure somebody's picking it up. Make sure your house looks lived in, and that can go a long ways in helping protect your home.
Including, I guess, using timers for lights inside
That's true.
your house. Right?
That's true,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so switching hats now, because you're the public information officer with the fire department as well as the police department. You've put out tips in the past, especially when it comes to holiday cooking, particularly the turkey, but there's other fried foods that people do. Tell us a little bit about how important it is to really keep an eye out when you're cooking with these.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of cooking going on, and we recommend that when you're in the kitchen, in the home, and you're cooking, make sure to never leave the kitchen unattended. Always make sure somebody's there to watch over it. Make sure to keep kids out of the cooking area because a lot of accidents could happen by them reaching up onto the stove or et cetera. And then if you're cooking outside, a lot of people like to deep fry a turkey nowadays. If you're doing that, make sure that turkey fryer is inspected before you start using it. Make sure not to just drop in the turkey. You have to lower it slowly. Read all the directions on the turkey fryer and on the in the manual that you have for that burner. And then also make sure that that device, the turkey fryer, is at least 10 feet away from any structure that could burn. And of course, it should be unsaid, but never use a wood fire or a propane burner inside an enclosed area like a garage or a home or on a porch.
And when you talk about deep frying a turkey, I've never witnessed this myself, but I've heard where a frozen turkey was put into that hot and it pretty much exploded.
Yeah, we all know that.
Hopefully nobody got hurt.
Yeah, we all know that water and oil, hot oil especially, do not mix, and that's what you're doing when you dump or drop a frozen turkey inside hot oil. It's frozen and it has a lot of water built in, and it can be very explosive.
Yeah. And so let's move over then to Christmas trees, because a lot of people like to have a real Christmas tree. What are some safety tips when using a tree inside your home, a living Christmas tree?
So first of all, know that a living Christmas tree will eventually dry out. And this is wintertime. We have our heaters on and our furnaces on, so the tree's going to dry out quicker than normal. First of all, make sure to keep adding water to the base to keep it as moist as possible, but also make sure to keep candles or anything that could ignite the tree. Don't keep them anywhere within close proximity to that tree.
Okay. And one of the things I've always heard is if you've got a fireplace and on Christmas morning or whatever, don't throw the wrapping paper in there, because that's not a typical type of combustible material.
Yeah, you know, it's not safe for the environment, but it's also not safe for the environment inside the home. Those things have a lot of chemicals, the wrapping papers. Don't burn those. Don't burn live trees inside a home or anything that's green. inside the fireplace.
And I guess we can mention when it comes to the Christmas trees, the real ones after the holidays are over, just leave them on the curb, right? Because the grappler
Sure.
service can dispose of it for you. So like you
Sure.
say, rather than trying to burn it in your fireplace or in your backyard, just put it on the front porch. If you can't take it yourself to the
Exactly,
landfill.
exactly. And that's a good plus for not using a lot of tinsel this time of year, because you'll have to take off all that tinsel in order for it to be recycled.
Okay. And then lastly, drinking and driving. You know, this time of year, people tend to drink more, and you certainly don't want them behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah. First of all, be a good host. If you're inviting friends or family over for the holidays, make sure that they don't consume too much alcohol, and then get behind the wheel of a vehicle. There are a lot of options: taxi, Uber, a lot of options. A friend can drive you home, or if you have to, spend the night there. But whatever you do, do not get behind the wheel after you've been consuming alcohol.
Okay. Well, Dan Trujillo, Public Information Officer
Thank you.
with the Police and Fire Departments, you've given us a lot of good safety tips to keep in mind during the holidays and beyond the holidays. So thank you for your help.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.